Hello and welcome. In this video tutorial I'd like to explain to you how to play the board game Go. Go is a very old game. It is also a very interesting game because even though the game rules are quite simple, the game complexity is very high. And for playing Go you need of course a Go board. And you can see that there are lines over here on this wooden board, intersecting lines. You also need black and white Go stones. And actually the rules of Go can be explained in only a few minutes, and it's like this, that the objective or the purpose of the game is to cover as much territory with your own color on the Go board as possible. And how do you do this? What you do is the players place alternatingly they place black and white stones on the intersections of the game board. So, for example, that would be a valid placement. This is also a valid placement. For right now, we just ignore these dots over here. They are just there to give the weaker player an advantage, because on those thick dots over here at the beginning of the game, you'll place some Go stones already to give the weaker player an advantage. Now, yeah, so basically the players place the stones alternatingly, of course, on the Go board, and the more territory that one player covers, the better it is. Now, it is like this, that you can see that a stone, when placed on an intersection, has four adjacent places. We call them liberties in this case, where another stone can be placed. And a stone which has at least one of them free, has at least one liberty, is said to be alive. So this stone over here, this black one, is alive because there are four liberties here. Now, if white were to place over here a stone, over here and over here, then you can see that there's only one more liberty left over here. And if white were to place the stone over here, then this black stone does not have any more liberties, and then this stone is said to be captured and can be taken off, and this is a point for white. Now, it is also possible that certain stones are connected. So when they're next to each other, for example, in this case, then you can see that these two stones here have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 liberties. And now it is possible, of course, that black also tries to capture these stones by placing black stones here on these liberties. And if this happens, then of course the two white stones are captured, and the territory belongs to black. And these are 2 points for black. For example, you have the following situation, that over here there are some stones, some white stones. Let's do it like this. Some white stones surrounded by black. Surrounded by black stones. And now, is it possible to capture these white stones? And yes, it is possible. Black can place one stone here to occupy the last liberty. And this is possible because now the white stones are going to be removed, and all the black stones again have at least one liberty. So this is now a capture by black. Okay, so that is basically then the end result, and the whole territory over here, at least right now, belongs to black. There is now one additional rule which is important, and this is called the Ko rule. In this situation over here, white is now able to capture the black stone by placing a white stone in here, and this would then capture the black stone. Now, in this case, you can see that it is now theoretically possible for black to capture the white stone by placing black in here to capture the white stone. However, this move is not allowed, because what would happen then is that the players would infinitely go in a circle, and they would alternatingly place black and white here, and the game would not progress. So if a capture is made like this, if white is captured like this, then it is necessary for white to play on a different position of the game board. For example, over here, and then it's black's turn to play, and then white is allowed to capture the black stone back. So this is the rule which prevents the game of getting stuck in a cycle, and it is important that with every move the game board looks different than before. Okay, so that is an additional rule here. And last but not least, it is not one is not allowed to commit suicide. So I just would like to show this to you now, what this means. We have, for example, the following situation. If there are now, let's say, 4 white stones over here, okay, then all of these white stones have a liberty, and it is not allowed for black to place a stone in here, because then this stone would have to be immediately removed again from the board, because it does not have any more liberties. Okay, so this is a move which is not permitted. Let's have a look at the following situation here. You can see that there are black stones surrounding a white territory over here, and it is black's turn to play. And the question is now, where should black place a stone? As of right now, white is still alive, because you can see that there are 1, 2, and 3 liberties over here. Now, what's going to happen is the following, that there is now the following danger. Okay, if black does not play carefully, white would place a stone over here, and this would create, then there would be a liberty over here and a liberty over here. We say that these are so-called 2 eyes, and if there is a formation with at least 2 eyes, then it is impossible, it's theoretically impossible to capture these stones. Okay, so I'm going to illustrate this to you now, why this is the case. Okay, I'm going to move the board a little bit further down here. Okay, so in this case, it is like this, that these stones are definitely alive, even though they are surrounded by black. Why? Because black is not able to capture these stones, because black is not able to reduce the liberty of the formation by placing a stone over here. This would be suicide. The white stones are still alive, because there is 1 liberty over here, and black is also not able to play here, because that also would be suicide. Okay, and it's still alive because there's 1 liberty over here. So that is basically the objective of white would now be, is to create a formation with 2 eyes. And black, of course, knows that, and therefore black would wisely play over here, because this would prevent white from actually placing a stone here. And in this case, these white stones are now all considered to be dead. Now, why is this? Let's have a look here. Because if black were to play over here, later on, black would still be alive because of the liberty over here. And then, if black were to place a stone over here, then you see that all of the white stones don't have a liberty anymore and can be taken off, and all of this territory now belongs to black. So that was basically one of the very important rules of the game. It's actually not really a rule, it is simply something that emerges, is the fact that at least 2 eyes are necessary for a formation to survive. And that is, I think, if you understand this, then this is a very useful thing. Now let's have a look at the following formation over here. Okay, you can see that there are white stones over here, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties, and surrounded all by black. The question is now, are these white stones now dead, or are they alive? And they are alive. There is no possibility for black to capture these stones. And so basically, as a general rule, if there are 4 liberties in a row over here, surrounded by white, then there is no possibility to capture this formation. I will show you why this is the case. Let's say it is black's turn to play, and if black were to place a stone over here right now, then white would respond by placing a stone over here, creating 2 eyes. And now it is not possible anymore for black to capture this. If black were to place the stone over here, same thing. White would probably place the stone over here, capturing the black stone, and we still have 2 eyes. And if a similar situation, if black were to play over here, white would play over here, and there are still 2 eyes. So this means, or this shows that if there are 4 liberties in a row, then this means that the formation cannot be captured. Or maybe I did not talk about this yet. Over here would mean that white can place it either here or here. The same situation, 2 eyes. So that is, of course, one of the objectives that also a player would like to have is to extend the formation to the extent that there are at least 4 liberties available. Where should black play? Should black play over here or over here? Which one is the better one? Well, let's try it out. Let's say black were to play over here, then white would respond immediately by placing a stone in here, removing the last liberties of black and capturing these stones. And we have 2 eyes over here, and all of these stones here are alive. So this is probably not a good move. So let's go back again here. If black, however, were to play over here, then white would respond by placing a stone over here in the corner, removing the last liberty of the black, 3 stones over here, and then this would actually be taken away. It is now black's turn to play, and now black sees that white has a possibility to place a stone over here in the middle to make 2 eyes. So black would immediately respond by placing a stone in here, and now there is no possibility anymore for white to make 2 eyes. Now let's simply, for the sake of interest, let's simply continue the game. Normally Go players would not continue playing here anymore because it is already settled. But let's say the following situation. Let's say that white were to play over here. Then black would of course play here and all of the stones are gone. Okay, so you see white would certainly not play here. I mean, that is a wasted stone because we're just reducing the liberties of the white stones and it's already dead anyway. Yes, but I think important for you to see is over here that black immediately has to block this position over here to prevent 2 eyes from being formed. So if that's essentially the case, if white were to play here, and we don't want that, so black plays over here.